My name is Emily Ruggiero. I teach at Middle Road Elementary, where I teach first grade, and this is my 5th year teaching. I've always known that I wanted to become a teacher ever since I was in 2nd grade. That was kind of just my goal as a little kid, and as I've gotten older, it's been the impact of all the teachers that I've had since then, especially one in high school, that have just shown me the impact that a teacher can make in a student's life. Being a teacher means everything to me, having the ability to work with students and to see them grow, not only academically but socially and emotionally as the years continue, and just kind of be there to support them, whether they need a cheerleader, whether they need someone just to encourage them as the day goes on. My top priority is making a classroom where my students feel safe, comfortable, supported, and encouraged to try their best, where they know that they can just come and be them, and we will meet them where they are and help them succeed. Some of my best practices that I love using in the classroom, the biggest one is differentiated learning. So I really meet the students where they are and encourage them at their appropriate level and give them the resources and skill to continue and to grow in their learning.
Hi, so I'm Sarah Ruane. I teach at Raritan Valley School. I teach first grade. This is my 7th year teaching, but my 6th in Hazlitt. I've wanted to be a teacher for as long as I can remember. I think even when your teachers ask you growing up what you want to be when you grow up, and all my classmates were saying football player, ballerina, astronaut, mine was always a teacher, and here I am. Being a teacher means everything. Being the person that a child can look up to, whether it's a child that is in my class or not in my class. I think just being able to be there for them and be a positive role model is the most important thing. My top priority, like many other teachers, is making sure that they feel safe and loved and that they're important. I teach first grade. They're little people, big emotions, but it's so important to make sure that they know that they can achieve anything that they set their mind to. And if you set the bar low, they'll just meet you there, but if you set it high, they'll reach it. I love to create safe, memorable, and enjoyable experience for them, because school isn't always their favorite place to be, and if you could be the person that makes it enjoyable, that's a pretty cool superpower to have.
My name is Brooke Alda. I'm a teacher at Beer Street Elementary. I teach 5th grade math and science, and this is my 5th year of teaching. I decided to become a teacher because growing up I lacked a lot of confidence and didn't always believe in myself, but I had teachers that were there for me to show me that I was capable and pushed me to be the best that I could. I want to be that role model for others. Being a teacher means to me showing up for your students when they need it most, proving to them that they are capable, allowing them to see the best version of themselves. I'm really passionate about building relationships with students, creating meaningful connections that go beyond just the classroom, so they feel that they can make a difference both inside and outside of the classroom. My top priority as a teacher, again, comes back to building meaningful relationships and pushing students to be the best version of themselves. When they feel that they are part of a community that is safe and they feel valued and understood, they're willing to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes and grow as individuals.
My name is Emily Stetson. I teach kindergarten at Sycamore Drive. This is my 11th year teaching, 9th in kindergarten here in Hazlitt. I decided to become a teacher because it sort of runs in my blood. So it was something that sort of came naturally to me, and I just love seeing the aha moments each day in the students. So for me, actually being able to see the things that I am teaching being used by the students every day and seeing the things that they are learning is super exciting, and it sort of is creating this lifelong learner skill in the students, so that's something that I really enjoy. One of my top priorities as a teacher is creating a safe environment for my students where they feel they can come to me when they need help. I want them to feel comfortable, and especially for a lot of them, this is their first time in a real structured school setting, so I want them to always feel like it's a place where they can come every day to learn and be funny and have fun, and can come to me whenever they need to. Fostering independence is something that I really take a lot of passion with these students, and I know sometimes they might say, oh, they're only 5, they can't do that, and that's something I like to change. I like to say, oh, well, wait, they are 5, they can do this. And I like to promote self-help skills and teaching them to problem solve. So not just jumping to do everything for them, trying to figure out, oh, well, you can't open your snack, what can you use to open your snack? And sort of making them be little independent human beings is, something that I really like to do.
My name is Katie Ruggiero. I am an elementary autism teacher at Lillian Drive, and I've been a teacher for 10 years. Being a teacher means to me playing an important role in kids' lives. You can't learn from someone you don't like, so bonding with them and making relationships with them is important. My top priority as a teacher is to think of ways to improve kids' lives, aside from academics like waiting skills, communication skills, accepting no, things that as you get older get harder to manage if you don't have those types of skills. My whole classroom is differentiated, but I wouldn't be able to do those types of things without dedicated paras. My paras do a lot of the differentiation with me, for the kids. My best practice as a teacher is managing them and building relationships with them, because it just wouldn't be possible if we weren't a team.
My name is Nicole Scalisi. I'm a 5th grade math and science teacher at Cove Road School, and I've been teaching for 26 years. I decided to become a teacher because I myself love learning, and I love children. I love their curiosity, their excitement when they see new things and they can make a connection and bringing the world to them. What does it mean to be a teacher to me is respecting the different learners, making connections with the students, understanding how they learn, what their interests are, and tying that into my lessons so that when they're learning, I can bring out the best of them. I'm passionate about making the classroom a safe place. I want the students to come to school to feel safe, to feel warm, want to be in the classroom and excited. I'm also passionate about building confidence and helping them grow into strong problem solvers who are not afraid to ask questions of myself or other peers, whether it be peers or teachers that they work with throughout the day, whether in school or out of school.
My name is Caitlin McGorman, and I teach math special education at Raritan High School, and I've been teaching for 11 years. Being a teacher means helping students learn and improve. I'm passionate about working with students who think they're bad at math, and I love showing them with effort and the right support they can do things that they didn't think were possible. Watching a student go from I can do this to I got this is why I teach. Building connections with my students is my foundation. As a teacher, because everything else, engagement, classroom management, academic growth, depends on those relationships. I use hands-on activities to keep students engaged. I adjust how I teach based on what students need, and I check for understanding throughout the lesson so I know if students are getting it or if I need to reteach something. The biggest highlight of my teaching career has been working in the coffee shop. This allows students to be ready for the work field, whether they're working in like a place of making orders, drinks, even just following directions, as well as the coffee shop is very student driven. The students are making the drinks, making the deliveries, and we try, myself and the parents, to be very hands off and allowing the students to learn as many skills as possible.
My name is Dennis Caruano. I teach 7th grade history and math at Hazlet Middle School, and I've been there for 29 years. I'm passionate about trying to change some of the things socially that have gone the wrong way over time. Kids are always kids, but when they become adults, sometimes the adults get in the way of the process of living out a nice civic duty and trying to overcome some of the divides we see in our society today. I try to make education fun as my top priority. Sometimes I'm more successful than others, being a history and math teacher, but we try to make it more interactive as the past 29 years going from paper every day for 50 minutes to now technology and paper, and finding a happy medium between hard work and play that could move on in education. Since day one, I've always tried to divide the time into quarters. So usually our first quarter is something that's a review of the previous lesson, whether it's history or math. The next quarter would be overall, trying to do a spiral thing. Then 15 minutes of new teach for a quarter, and then putting it all together with the previous lessons. And that's been pretty successful for test taking skills, and in history trying to go from one chapter to another in chronological order. I guess the biggest thing in the teaching career is seeing how many former students have come back to be either policemen or teachers, and now a couple of the students that I had my first few years as a teacher are now my colleagues. The amount of people that live in Hazlet, teach in Hazlet, or police in Hazlet that have come from Raritan and Hazlet Middle School is by far the one thing that I really think is one of the best things from my career.
My name is Laura Ackerman. I'm the school counselor at the Beer Street School. I've been a school counselor for 8 years, and I was a teacher for 15 years before that. I got into teaching because I always loved school myself, and I wanted to give that experience to other children. As educators, we spend more time with our students than their parents and their families most often. So it's really important that we're someone that they trust and someone that they feel safe with and they can come to and really value as an important person in their life. Helping students understand that the little things that they do is what's going to carry them through the world, and I hope that down the road they understand that they see me as someone that wants what's best for them, that has taught them the skills they need to make a positive impact on the world. My top priority in my work is to help the students gain the tools they need to face the world ahead. The remainder of years in school are going to be challenging both academically and emotionally and socially, but the years beyond that is really what I'm concerned about. Giving them a mental toughness and the ability to press through difficult situations and circumstances and have a habit of self-advocating are important, and those are the things that I work on while my students are with me.
My name is Jacqueline Shaka, and I'm a speech-language pathologist at Raritan Valley Elementary School, which is grades 1 through 4, and I have been a speech pathologist for 16 years. I decided to become a speech pathologist because I knew I always wanted to help people, and I wanted to make a difference in children's lives. Being a speech pathologist to me means being a part of a team, being creative and thinking outside of the box, and always trying new things. To me, every day is an adventure, and seeing the change I can help children achieve is so rewarding. My top priority is to help students find the skills and confidence to participate fully in and out of the classroom. It is important to make speech practice as fun as possible, which is why it often looks like play. Play-based therapy uses play as the primary way to teach and build communication skills. We play board games or use technology and play games on the smartboard or iPad while working on articulation, vocabulary, grammar, or whatever their need is. I connect with my students by building strong, supportive relationships through therapy, supporting them in the classroom, collaborating with their teachers, and making learning fun with engaging activities. It is important to connect with my students and establish a good rapport because it then builds trust, which increases engagement in therapy sessions and improves progress and outcome towards their goals.
I am Amanda Stump. I am here at Raritan High School, so I am with grades 9 through 12. I am currently a school counselor, which I have been doing for 11 years. And before that, I was the athletic trainer here for 14 years. So this is my 25th year at Raritan High School. Being a school counselor means that you are an advocate for kids. Hopefully, I am someone that kids feel comfortable coming to when they need help or just when they need someone to talk to. I also hope that I am kind of a liaison between teachers and students, so hopefully every once in a while I'm helpful to the teachers and staff as well. That's what I'm passionate about, just trying to help students as well as staff navigate the challenges that we all face every day in education. For me, the most important thing, or my top priority with being a counselor, is developing a relationship with my students. I feel like if you don't develop that relationship with students during, just a usual typical day, that they are going to be less comfortable coming to you in times of need. For me, one thing I like to try to do to connect with my students, especially if they're a freshman student and I don't really know them yet, is to find some commonality, whether it's, do they like sports? What kind of music do they like? Just something that we have in common, and that usually helps lead to more conversations and helping to develop a good therapeutic relationship with my students.